presentation? What do you see? What do you see?
Article 6, sir, Legislative Department.
Very good. Now, we discussed today Article 6. There are actually three branches of the government which are equal in each other, but they can check each other. But it doesn't mean then that one department is above the other. Okay, we have legislative department, executive, and judiciary. So the word itself, legislative, meaning they makes the law. After making the law, the president execute it. That's why it's called executive branch, because he's going to execute what the law, what the congressman makes. It will be the support. So these are the three branches or department of government equal in each other. Okay, but it doesn't mean then that the Supreme Court is above other branch when it interprets the law. Okay, it's just that their job is to interpret the law. So they can check each other, that such that later on the law drafted by Congress may be declared by the Supreme Court as unconstitutional, or the act of the president is unconstitutional, or its executive order. Okay, so or there will be judgment, final judgment by the Supreme Court, executing somebody for a heinous crime, but the president may suspend it or even give pardon or even grant amnesty to political prisoners. That's how they works. They are equal in each other. Okay, the reason is that it's a democratic country and the power must not be concentrated to one person. Otherwise, it will become the person who holds that power will become a tyrant. Okay, so since this is a democratic country, then there are three branches the government. Now we go to section 1 of Article 6 of the Philippine Constitution. The legislative powers shall be vested in Congress. So Congress here refers to both houses, okay, upper house and the lower house. The upper house before, but now at present there's no more upper house or lower house. The origin of that upper house is before the construction of the new building for our legislators. Now, if you have been to Manila, there is a building there where you can find the paintings of Juan Luna and the famous the most famous paintings. That's actually the Congress before. In the second floor is the Senate, and in the ground floor is the House of Representatives. That's why they call it before as the upper house and the lower house. But now it's no longer applicable. That term is no longer applicable. Okay, because the buildings of senators are separate, okay, from the members of the House of Rep. So okay, but in other country they apply that as House of Lords and House of Commons in United Kingdom. Okay, House of Lords refers to all senators and House of Commons refers to House of Rep. Now, so the power is vested in Congress. Now, okay, so people may by provision on initiative and referendum. So although what we know perhaps is that they are the one who can make the law. Okay, but in reality, people also may make their own law through initiative or referendum. What do you mean by initiative? They can propose on their own, okay, subject to some regulatory requirements like number of votes required for it to become a law. Okay, it's not them actually who has the sole power to make the law. We have also a power. The people has the power through initiative or referendum. So we're going to define what is initiative. People may propose amendments to the constitution or propose enact legislation. Okay, when there is an election for law that they pass. Okay, so there are kinds of initiatives. You can propose directly to the constitution or a statute, laws passed by Congress, that is statutes, or local legislation like ordinances, you can actually propose. So nothing to worry about that when they are congressman, you have no other option but to abide by the laws they made. No, you can actually make your own through initiatives. So, well, we go to referendum. What is referendum? There are two classes of referendum, one statutes and local laws. Local laws refers to, again, ordinances. So, petition to approve or reject an act or law. Okay? So, it's a, what you're going to do is only to approve or reject it. Okay? So, that is a referendum. So, there's already a law passed. All you have to do is to approve it or reject it. We call it as referendum. Now we go to the second one. Okay. So the section 2. I will be jumping. I cannot explain in detail because time is running out. But the book itself, upon reading it, I know you can easily understand it. The book itself, it's actually a book I drafted. Okay. So it is easier for you. I made it easier for you, for the readers to understand. Okay, so we go to section. The Senate shall be composed of 24 senators, so shall be elected by large qualified voters of the Philippines, as may be provided by law. So there are how many senators? 24. But how come every election we only elect 12? Okay, the law, the Constitution took effect 1987. Okay, by the time it took effect, we replaced all senators. We elected 24. Okay, but the first 12 will serve for 6 years, while the 13 to 24 senator will serve for 3 years only. From then on, we elect, after the 3 years of that, we elected 3 years, replacing those who got the 13 to 24, while those um, um, first to 12 will serve for 6 years. That's how we do it for the first time we conducted the election after the 1987, following the 1987 Constitution. So we rank them first 24. Okay? So did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So those who answered perhaps are attentive, and I assume you are listening. I don't know what others are doing, but I will know it maybe during our exam. Okay? Now, so we have two kinds of representative district. Okay, of course, you understand that because they are the people that you will be voting during election, and these are the people that you can see perhaps every fiesta because they are the one who deliver a speech in your fiesta. Okay, these are called district representative. They represent in the district. In the province, it may be divided into different districts depending on the number of inhabitants. So the requirement is that 250,000. If the population can be divided into 250,000, each one will be entitled to one representative. Okay, so it should not be less than 250,000 members for it to be entitled to one district representative. The second is party list. Okay, so they will constitute the 20%. So there are 250 members, okay, depending, okay, on the additional number of congressmen. It may increase every 3 years. Okay, but the 20% of that, the 3 years there is the census conducted by PSA, Philippine Statistics Office, which also serves as to determine the number of district representatives. So, but the 20% of that district representative must come from the party list. Okay, how to get the party list? If you get 2% of the entire voting population, at present there are 50 million. If you got 2%, which is 4 million, okay, 2% of 2 million. Yeah, 1 million rather. If you get 1 million, which is 2% of the 50 million, then you will be entitled to one district representative. The maximum is 3. Okay, so each 2% will get 1 representative. Okay, if they get 4%, that party list group will be entitled to 2%. If they get 6% in the election, they are entitled to 3%. If they got 8, only 3, because the maximum is 3. Now, Section 3, no person shall be senator unless he is a natural born. Okay, similar to party district representative. Okay, they are also they must be rather a natural born citizen, and then the number of years or age is 35. Able to read and write, well, it's not a requirement of a degree. As long as you can read and write, you can become a senator, a registered voter, of course, and a resident of the Philippines for not less than 2 years. Take note here, it's 2 years. For president, 10 years. Congressman, okay, this is senator. Take note, because Article 6 talks about Senate and House of Rep. So this is only applicable, then the age only applies to senator, which is 35, and then residency is 2 years in the Philippines. Now, how many years that they should serve? 6 years only, and they can run for another 6 years. After 6 years, they can no longer, after another 6 years of the term, they can no longer run. They are prohibited, okay, from running. So 6 years plus 6 years, probably if you are if you have a good reputation, no immorality attached in your name, well, you can serve for the straight 12 years. So 6 years, you can run for another 6 years, so 12. And after that, you can no longer run, except if there is an interruption of the term, okay, which is found here. No senator shall serve for more than 2 consecutive terms. So if it is voluntary renunciation, okay, that is not an interruption. Okay, meaning you cannot run if you, let us say, on the 5th year of the 2nd term, you resign, okay, and then you run again for another 6 years. Since it is voluntary, then it is an interruption. It is not an interruption. Okay, for the length of time shall not be considered as an interruption in the continuity of his service for full term for which he was elected. Okay, so you memorize that line, it will come out, okay, asking you to certain situation, and then you provide a support. The support is that voluntary renunciation of the office for any length of time shall not be considered as an interruption in the continuity of his service for the full term for which he was elected. So that is the exact term that you're going to put, and it's credit 10 points or perhaps 5 points, depending on the credit that will be given or points. Now, we go to Section 5. The House of Representatives shall be composed of not more than 250 members. I explained that already. I will not go into details. A party list representative shall constitute 20%. I explained that. Now, what are the sectors that they're going to represent? Okay, can anybody represent some sector? Okay, well, only urban poor, labor, peasants, indigenous, cultural communities, women, youth, okay, and such other purposes. How about security guard? The son of Gloria Arroyo ran as a security guard. He represents security guard. So is he a security guard? He must be a member of that group. Okay, so he or she should be a security guard. But I do not think a son of a former president would eventually become a guard. You must be a bona fide. Okay, the correct pronunciation is bona fide. Bona means good, fide, faith, good faith. Okay, but some pronounce it as bona fide for beautiful women would simply pronounce it as bona fide, okay, with emphasis. Okay, but a man like me, a real man like us, we do not care about that word. But the correct pronunciation is actually Latin, bona fide. Bona, good. Fide, faith, good faith. Each legislative district shall comprise, as far as practicable, contiguous. Okay, it must be connected for it to become a contiguous. Not that one island is jump to another island and that island there will become part of one district from the other. It must be contiguous, meaning connected. No person shall be a member of a House of Rep unless he is a natural born. Take note, this is now for House of Rep. Okay, on the day of election, and at least, okay, ang senator is 25, for House of Rep, 25 only. Able to read and write, same qualification, okay, except for party list representative, he must be a registered voter only. Okay, so for not for House of Rep, he must be a district, a resident of the district in which he wants, on a place where he wants to be elected. But for party list, because they have the similar qualification, the party list must be only a registered voter. But there's another qualification for it, for the party. He must be a bona fide member of that. Okay. Section 7, members of the House of Reps shall be elected in terms of 3 years. So senators, 6 years. House of Rep, how many? 3 years. But it will be, instead of 2, 3 consecutive terms. So 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, senators, 6 plus 6. So all in all, they can only serve up to 9 consecutive terms. After that, well, same rule will apply. Voluntary interruption shall be considered as an interruption for the full term for which he serves. Okay. Okay. By the way, going back, okay, by the way, the Constitution does not actually specify there that if you represent a party list, you must be a bona fide member. Although in the jurisprudence later on that I read, he must be a bona fide member. But Section 6 alone states that, okay, on the day of election, at least 25 able to read and write, except in a party list representative. Okay, meaning you may this is the qualification for party list: a registered voter in the this is an exemption. This is the qualification for members of the House of Rep. The exception is only a registered exception is this party list representative. Okay, so the qualification is that even a party list representative may be younger than the law requirement here, 25, because if you represent the youth, you must be youth, and 25 years old may not be youth already. Now we go to no members of the House of Reps shall serve for more than 3 consecutive terms. Similar provision applies to senators. Voluntary interruption shall be for any length of time shall not be considered as an interruption for the continuity of his service for the full term for which he was elected. Now, Section 8, unless otherwise provided by law, regular election and senators and members of the House of Reps shall be every second Monday of May. Similar to President, okay? Every regular election is every second Monday of May. Other than that, it is called a special election. Kinds of session, we have regular. This is now session, not election. The regular election is every second Sunday of May. Okay, following the election. Okay, but when we talk about session, okay, as applied recently, okay, so what did Senate House of Rep Cayetano did? Okay, he adjourned the meeting, suspend the meeting, okay, because of the probably, according to him, there may be a delay if it will not be suspended. So the regular session convened every year for the fourth Monday of July until the day before the start of the new regular session. Okay, so they will start in July, fourth Monday of July, okay, and then ends before Christmas. Special session called by the president, okay, like what the president did, you must convene, otherwise there will be a delay of the budget. So when called by the president, sometimes due to vacancy of the president or vice president, but they can actually convene for in other regions, like when it will delay the entire budget of the Philippines. Otherwise, it will be a reenacted budget. Okay, the budget starts, the fiscal year starts in January 1. If it happens that there is no budget, then there will be no fundings for the entire country, or they will be, it will be reenacted, meaning the previous year's budget will be applied. And if it happens, then there will be no budget for the pandemic, because at the time when it was drafted last year, they were not able to foresee that pandemic will happen. So if it will be reenacted, then there's no budget for the pandemic. Okay, perhaps there will be no budget for the purchase of the vaccine. So what do you mean by joint session? Both House of Rep and the senators may convene. So they may vote separately and both vote jointly. Both separately mean they will vote. The vote will be counted separately or jointly, or joint session, meaning all of the votes will be counted, regardless whether you are a senator or House of Rep. Now, what adjournment? Interval between sessions of one Congress and that of another. That is adjournment. We go to section 9. Okay? So in case of vacancy in the Senate or in the House of Rep, there will be a special election to be called to fill such vacancy in the manner prescribed by law, but the senator or members of the House of Rep thus elected shall serve only for the unexpired term. So in case a senator or a member of the House of Rep will die, then they can call for a special election to replace only for the remaining unexpired term. So salaries of this this may not be important. Salaries of senators, they cannot propose for an increase. Okay, they cannot legislate a law to increase their salary. No, if they can do that, then it will only be effective on the following year, on the following set of officers, not on their term. Okay, they cannot propose to be effective next year and they are going to benefit. Otherwise, it will be self-serving. If they propose such law, then it will be effective for the next set of officers. A senator or members of the House of Reps shall in all offenses punishable by not more than 6 years of imprisonment be privileged from arrest. What's the reason? They cannot be arrested if the crime that they committed is only punished by less than 6 years. The reason is that if they will be arrested, it might interrupt their job for which the people elected them to be to work. Okay, the arrest may deprive the people of the right in choosing their representative. Okay, so they cannot be arrested if, of course, if it is only during session. Okay, so if there is no session, it doesn't mean the session there that they are always inside the Congress hall or the hall, batasan, sa batasan. Okay, it's the hall where they sit. Okay, it could be outside, but when I say session, it's the day when they started having a session. It could be inside the commission of a crime, maybe inside or outside. Okay, as long as it is within the period, they can never be arrested if the penalty involved is less than 6 years imprisonment. Okay, so they cannot be arrested. So what are these crimes? These are actually not heinous crimes. Okay, because the penalty is only less than 6 years. So no member shall be questioned, nor be held or any other place in speech or debate in Congress or any committee thereof. So they have the privileged speech. If they say something while they are in session, they cannot be arrested or they cannot be held liable because it's a free speech or debate. What's the reason why the law allows them to do that? So that they will have the freedom to express themselves without hesitation. And that's what the law intend for the members of the House of Rep or even senators. Section 12, all members of the House of Senate and House of Rep shall, upon assumption of office, make a full disclosure of their financial business interest. So aside from declaring their assets and liabilities and net worth, it's all and now statements of asset, L is liabilities, N is net worth. So it's easy to compute. Okay, as all of us in government, we also submit SAL-N. Okay, so before the normally it's end of March, okay, end of the last quarter. Okay, that's the preparation. Now we're going to submit all our assets, okay, asset, and then minus liabilities, okay, equals the net worth. What are assets? Anything you have, you possess, you buy during the year. Okay, liabilities, your loan, which will be deducted from the asset. The equivalent of that is the net worth. So there's no reason why. Well, it's easy for a ombudsman to ascertain whether the money comes from illegal source or ill-gotten because they know the salary, okay, and they know previously the asset. Okay, a sudden increase in the asset may be questionable. Now, no senator or members of the House of Rep may hold any other office of employment in the government or its subdivision, agency, or instrumentality. So they cannot serve in any other office. If they are senator or members of the House of Rep, they should resign prior to their election. They should resign. What is the reason? Maybe they cannot serve anymore the higher purpose for which they were elected. Okay, they may be interested later on in their own business. More so if there is a conflict, like you are in the Committee of Health, but you also own a hospital. Well, there's a conflict. That's the reason why you should disclose your business interest. Otherwise, the money of the government will go to your own pocket. Okay, you are going to fund hospitals. And after all, you are the one who will benefit from that fund. Well, you have to take note of that because that is what some congressmen did for a long time. Okay, they become rich at the expense of government's fund, or even make a company, although they are not the real the owner, but maybe relatives. So they will be given kickback. So no one will know them because it's not their name, but just actually the names were in the name of their friends or relatives who are far distant relatives. No senator members of House of Reps may personally appear as counsel. So if they are lawyers, they cannot appear as counsel. Okay. So what is electoral tribunal? Now after election, if they become now congressman or senator, a qualification for them may be filed in the tribunal. We call it as the electoral tribunal. It's like a COMELEC. But COMELEC only when before they become congressman, before they assume office. So it's the jurisdiction of the COMELEC, but as soon as they were elected and they assumed office already by taking oath of allegiance, okay, to the Republic of the Philippines, that swearing of the allegiance, it's already a proof that they are now congressmen. So by then, they are now subject, their disqualification is now subject to the electoral tribunal. We have House of Rep electoral tribunal and the Senate electoral tribunal for members of the senators or for senators. Congress shall convene once a year on the 4th Monday of July for its regular session. Okay, but there are breaks sometimes before December. The Senate shall elect its president, okay, and House of Reps for its speaker. So they just elect who will be their House Speaker by a vote of majority of all its respective members. So each House shall choose such other officers as may deem necessary. Okay, so the House, they may choose a speaker or their leader in the House of Rep. Okay, we call it as Speaker of the House. For senators, we have Senate President. So the group themselves may choose who will be the committee. Okay, so just this morning, this said that they're going the group of Velasco, the new Lord Alan Velasco, who is the Speaker of the House now after Peter Cayetano resigned, okay, because of the conflict. It's actually a term sharing which ends supposedly by October 14. Alan said that he's the support. Okay, Velasco said that we already have an agreement that I will become the speaker after the first first up. Okay, so but Peter hesitate to give the seat to him. Okay, on the belief that he has still a support, but the members of Congress now jump to the camp of Velasco. So meaning most of the members now is now on the side of Velasco. But they actually belong to the same group. Okay, so they are so obedient to the president. The president called two of them to resolve the conflict. Otherwise, the budget for the next year will be jeopardized. So Velasco wanted to create a committee, but they already have an agreement that they will never replace the committee that Cayetano already placed there. So I don't know what's in the mind of Velasco if he will still replace the different committees. So they are why are they so eager to replace or to retain the post? Because of the money. It's the budget of the entire country. So don't love for it. Otherwise, it will cause your sleepless nights. Okay, I don't know why people are so eager to become leader. No, maybe well, of course, I know the reason. It's all about money. Do not desire for it. Eventually, it will just come to you as soon as you have the talent. If you deserve it, you will have it. But if, getting it by all means, to the extent that you believe in the idea that the end justifies the means, or might is right, or which is the correct one. Right is might. Okay, so if you are powerful, you determine what is good or bad. So sometimes though we are so eager for power. Well, I am advocating another way of having peace of mind. Do not desire for it. Okay, otherwise it will cause you unhappiness. Every now and then you will think of the strategy to win, to take advantage over your opponent. No, good leaders will emerge out of, well, people will know you, not that you advertise yourself. Okay, when you advertise yourself, eventually you destroy the image of your opponent. Okay, so that you will have a beautiful image. So each house may determine the rules of proceedings. Okay, punish its members, they can draft their own rules. So they have also a journal. Okay, it's like a diary of what, especially during the voting, whoever is in favor of a certain law or who are against. Okay. So neither house, either House of Rep or Senate, during the session or Congress shall, without consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days. Okay, so they cannot adjourn more than 3 days nor any other place other than which the house shall be sitting. So they cannot go somewhere else, okay, except in the house. But for other well, they conduct this one other than in the batasan or the hall where they are required to work, but they call it as just a public hearing. Okay, but actually it's a session outside the Congress, which is illegal. Under here, it's supposed to be only inside the hall. Okay. So there's also an electoral tribunal, as I've discussed, both in the Senate and House of Rep. The chairman is the Supreme Court. Okay, the Chief Justice may designate the members of the electoral tribunal. Okay, again, their purpose is to determine the qualification of a senator or members of the House of Rep. Section 18, there shall be commission on appointment. Okay, what's the job of the commission appointments? They will screen whether the person appointed by the president is qualified or not. Okay, so that's the job. How many of them? 12 senators and 12 members of the House of Rep representing the political parties proportionally. They will be a proportional representation of the parties or organizations registered under the party list system. Okay. So 19, electoral tribunal and commission appointment that will be constituted after 30 days from the assumption of office. Now, this may not be important. The heads of the department, by the way, can be invited by the House of Rep or the Senator for inquiry in aid of legislation. But, you know, the powers of the president is so vast just that even if it's not within the power of the president may even call or not or prohibit the department heads not to be present. Okay? Because the department heads is the alter ego of the president. One time when President Arroyo's representative was summoned in Senate to give testimony, the president said, "Do not go to the Senate." Okay, can he do that? Can the president do that? Yes. Okay, because the department head is the alter ego. Okay, or sometimes we call as the doctrine of political agency. The heads of the department is the alter ego of the president. Whatever they decided, it is as if the decision of the president, unless the president revokes it. So what the power of the president exercise when he will not allow the department head to attend the Senate inquiry, it's called the residual power. Okay, we will discuss later on as we discuss Article 7. Any other power is called a residual power. The Congress may vote of 2/3 in both houses joint session assembled voting separately. Okay. For the existence of war. So the requirement of existence of war is 2/3. Okay, so all appropriation, revenue, and tariff bills authorizing to increase public debt, local application, private bills shall originate exclusively from the House of Rep. Why? Why is it that the budget that they prepare must come from the House of Rep? Okay, so it must originate. Why? Because they know exactly the needs of the people, the constituent that they represent. So that's why the budget must come from them. Unlike senator, they are just in Manila. Okay, they do not represent a district. Okay, they represent the entire country. So they may not be aware of the existing problem in the locality. So the budget must come from the House of Rep. All appropriation, okay, the General Appropriations Act, which is about to be approved tomorrow, okay, Friday. It's already in the third reading of the bill. Revenue, I mean other measures for the increase of the collection, the tariff bills from exports, bills authorizing increase in public debt when we borrow. The monetary board may ask the president to borrow from other institutions like IMF, or bills of local application, okay, and private bills must originate from the House of Rep, but the Senate may also propose some amendments, but it must originate, the law states that it must originate from the House of Rep. Congress may not increase appropriations recommended by the president, okay, for the operation of the government, okay, as specified in the budget. They may not increase. They just propose. Okay, the procedure is that each department and let us say DepEd and all national government, if, for example, in CNU, we prepare budget and then the department will submit it to the college, to College of Arts and Sciences, and then College of Arts and Sciences will submit it to the university. The university will then submit that to DBM. Okay, of course, the DBM will scrutinize for justification of the budget proposal. After few justification, then it will be submitted again to the president. The president will give it to Congress. So the Congress now will call again for the second time the department heads or the heads of the agency, like in saying the president will be invited to defend. Okay, so I think they are now done in defending it, okay, because they are now in the third reading, because there are actually committee where you're going to defend it. If you pass, meaning the budget is will be approved in the committee, in the higher level, soon it will be approved. Okay, so you have to really defend the budget that you asked for in the government. Otherwise, it will not be approved. Now, so no provision or enactment shall be embraced in the General Appropriations Bill unless it relates specifically to some particular appropriation therein. The president may even veto it. Okay? Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Okay, good. Because I keep on talking, because I experienced last time, I keep on discussing for several minutes, but I realized my internet was off, so I have to repeat. Because I will not know really whether you are still around. Okay. So now, this is very important. For a while, I'll stop sharing. I'll just continue later on. Now, yeah. Okay. So I'll continue. At least you are still around. Share again. Now, so probably there will be questions when you attend a competition. It will be asked somewhere here, section 24 down to this portion that I'm talking, because this is the current issue now. Okay. Okay, I'm going to explain in detail because a question might be asked in this one. The Congress may not increase the appropriation recommended by the President. Okay, paragraph 2, no provision or enactment shall be embraced in the General Appropriation Bill unless it relates specifically to some particular appropriation therein. Okay, so I explained in the process, okay, it's tedious. In fact, Congress may not actually scrutinize it because there are already committees assigned for each particular department. Like there is a committee on education. Okay, they will defend it in the committee of education. Okay, so there's no need actually when you pass that, when you defend that last defense, because the first one is in the Department of Budget and Management. Okay, then it will soon be approved. And then the president, upon signing it, it will be given to the DBM. DBM will release the money through a special order, special allotment release order for the SARO. That's the time that the institution now can get the money. Okay, so that's how tedious it is. The preparation is almost half a year. In our case, we prepare the budget as early as April or March. So the procedure in approving the appropriation of the Congress shall strictly follow the procedure for approving appropriations of the departments and agencies. Okay, so I explained this, that you have to defend it in the departments which you belong. Okay, there are committees that they assigned. You defend your budget there. So a special appropriation bill shall specify a purpose for which it's intended, and shall be supported by funds actually available as certified by the National Treasury or Treasurer, or to be raised by the corresponding revenue purposes. If there are other appropriations, like it's important that you need money for it, if it is not in the budget, then it will be certified by the National Treasury. If there is money available or not, then they can perhaps propose for where to get the money, or what are possible sources. No law shall be passed authorizing any transfer of operations. Okay, here, this is the reason why the president feared, and in fact really called the special session, because it states here there is no law shall be passed authorizing any transfer of appropriations. However, the president, the vice president, president of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and the heads of Constitutional Commission may by law be authorized to augment any item in the General Appropriations Law for their respective offices from the savings, okay, in other items of the respective appropriations. So out of their savings, they can actually, let us say there are savings which come from, of course, from the cross-cutting measures to save electricity, for example, that come from the MOOE, miscellaneous and other operating expenses. Or if there is project which is taken from the capital outlay or building projects or buildings, but it was not pursued for other reasons beyond the control of the agency, then it may form a saving. So they can use that as a source to augment a particular project. Or from the personal services, from the PS, which is the payment of the salary of the employees. If, let us say, one resigns or one died, then the salary budgeted for him becomes savings. Okay, so that may be used to augment, okay, the budget for the department mentioned, president, vice president. Okay. Okay, discretionary funds appropriated for a particular official shall be disbursed only for public purpose to be supported by an appropriate vouchers subject to such guidelines as may be prescribed by law. So if a fund is intended for that purpose, because that is what you applied, cannot be diverted to another. What do you call it? What do you call the crime when you use that public fund for other purpose aside from the purpose for which it was intended? What do you call it? I'll give you 5 points if you can answer. It's difficult to get 5 points in pandemic because we will not have tests. Say it now. You will have it, or I can increase it so that your brain cells will search for it from the universe. Do you have it now?
Pardon the question, sir.
What do you call the crime when, let us say, a budget is already allotted for a certain project, but you use it for aside from that purpose?
Appropriation law, sir.
I mean, the crime, the offense. Well, what do you call it? Anybody?
Is it plunder, sir, or graft and corruption?
The answer is,
Technical
yeah,
Malversation, malversation of funds.
yeah, who said that? Yeah, who said malversation?
technical malversation,
Yeah,
sir.
that is the exact term. Technical malversation. So, what's your name?
Dumdum Diomedes, sir.
Oh, very good. Dum dum. No, very good. But the exact term in the revised penal code is illegal use of public funds. Or sometimes they call it as technical malversation. But you cannot find technical malversation in the revised penal code. It's only illegal use of public funds. But we call it now as technical malversation. Meaning, you divert the money intended for the purpose, okay? You use it for another purpose. That is technical malversation. Okay, and plunder, if you have an ill-gotten wealth, you corrupted, it's graft and corruption, but the money involved is 50 million. That's plunder. Below 50 million, it's graft and corruption. It's just the same dog having different names. Now, so remind me, Dum Dum, huh? Of that, how many points? 5? 5, okay. Fair enough. If by the end of the fiscal year starts from January 1 and ends on December 31, Congress shall have failed to pass the General Appropriations Bill in the ensuing fiscal year, what will happen? The General Appropriations Law for the preceding fiscal year shall be deemed reenacted and shall remain in force and effect until the General Appropriation Bill is passed by Congress. Okay? So, if they cannot pass a law, then what will be effective is the General Appropriations Bill of the preceding fiscal year. That's why the president now is eager to really pass it. Otherwise, they will have a reenacted budget, which is the budget for the last year. Until such time, a General Appropriations Bill is passed by Congress. But they will state, there's nothing to worry that it will be effective for the next year. The law states that until General Appropriation Bill is passed by Congress. Okay? So if they pass it perhaps by January, then January will be effective for Congress. Okay? So the problem there is that what will be the salary of the employee for, let us say, 1 month prior to the effectivity of the appropriation bill? Then probably the same salary last year. Okay? But they will not allow it. Of course, the salary of the employee, they will not allow that they will be receiving same salary if they have salary increase. 26, every bill passed by Congress shall embrace one subject title. Okay? So these are just a matter of reading. Maybe up to here only. Okay? Some will just be a matter of reading. Just read it. I'll jump next meeting to Article 8.